Oh,
Happy Easter, Q.
Happy Easter, happy Easter.
Happy Easter, happy 420, all that.
happy Easter, man.
It's a
Sir.
crazy drop, right?
Anyway, so
Let me see something.
um
This how the conversation came. This how the conversation came. 4 hours. You smile. You smile at that.
That's crazy. I don't know what that person was going through, but it seemed like shit was about to get crazy.
You didn't get any eggs?
Well, happy Sunday, happy Easter, happy holidays, top of the holidays for the year. But thanks everybody for coming on. Yo, shut up. Yeah, thanks everybody for coming on. Yo, we're about to witness domestic violence. Yo, for real, it's sounding insane. Belly, go home. That is no crazy, tripping.
Yo, what up, Q?
What's good? What's good?
Shit ready to rock and roll, bro.
Let's see.
Anybody got any live positions open right now? Q?
Does anybody have any live positions open?
I'm in gold.
I got 4 positions open right now. All of them are in profit. I'm in
You're in
gold too.
gold, so you got some of the gold buys?
I
I'm in gold buy.
got it gold Friday, and I just held it.
Oh, damn, girl.
I'm in the GJ cell.
I just jumped in gold right now a little bit ago. I'm already up 2,400 on a one
My
lot.
entry is like 33.18.
Ooh, that's precise.
That's insane. Good shit.
Yeah, my entry is 33.56.
I'm a cartoon bank robber. That's what
It's not too much, but I mean, it's still in profit by a lot.
Hey, good shit. Good shit. Yeah, a lot of the gaps and everything. I was talking to like a bunch of like the one-on-one students this past weekend, and I was telling them like, yo, if US already gap down, crazy money. For the main fact that like I have a good like let's say outlook on what it could do based on it gapping down and pretty much like flowing like how it is. But it'll be interesting if it actually plays out though, honestly. So I'm waiting for that position. You know what I'm saying? Because it's in a prime area that I feel like could definitely be a good, I wouldn't say like long-term position, but definitely at least like a week hold, week or 2 weeks hold type shit. So
You think US 30 gonna hold on a sell position as it sit right now?
I mean, until probably like Tuesday, Wednesday, if anything, you know what I'm saying? But we have a little bit of news this week also. But it was able to hold the area where it currently is, which is still technically inside the same area, then it's definitely like a good opportunity. Good morning, Q. I joined meeting for the first time today. Hope it will and add many value to my trading career. Of course, of course. I feel like every chart and chill, every webinar, every video call in any kind of way is beneficial in some kind of in some sense because based on what you're looking for, you can definitely find it. So that's what it's really based on, honestly.
Like Q, I do got one quick question if you don't mind.
I do mind.
Ah.
Go ahead.
All right. So with the announcement that China is dropping the dollar, how do you think that's going to affect the markets?
China's dropping. I mean, I gotta read up on it honestly. I haven't looked up any new articles and everything, but I mean, if you have the article, just drop it inside the chat and I'll check it out after.
All right, for sure. Yeah, I'm totally biased on everything against the dollar right now, and it's showing across the board. Everything's bullish against the dollar.
Damn.
It's crazy, bro. China dropped the dollar, and it's just causing everything to go like in a frenzy. I've been watching it all day.
Yeah, I mean, plus it's still the weekend, so I'm pretty sure, market open like NYSE open on like during the week is going to be pretty dramatic.
Crazy. I feel like I'm in super good entries on everything. UJ, I'm up $1,100. GU, I'm up $800.
Yeah.
NU, which is in NZD USD, blah blah blah. I'm up like $700. Gold, I'm up 2,800 already.
Good shit. Yeah. Hold on, wait. Somebody said that the camera's lagging. Is the camera lagging?
Nah, that's cool.
Yeah.
No, it's still Wi-Fi.
No,
Yeah, I think you're good. You're good.
Who cares if it's lagging? Fuck that.
Yeah, I'm G's over here.
All right, but
I'm good.
Yeah, let's get to it, actually.
Oh fuck.
Oh, damn. Everybody can see the screen?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so like right now on US 30, we it just actually dropped a little bit, almost 100 points, damn near in the
Yeah,
past.
Nas just gapped on me.
I mean, you sound sad because of this guy.
I am.
I mean, look like you are not ready for that right there. So remember like what I said, right? So always take notes on like this one thing, like right? Whenever indices drop or like gap, a lot of times, what happens?
Go to push up.
No, a lot of times when indices gap, they maintain the same direction that they gapped in until like mid London session. You know what I'm saying? So don't try to play the gap game like how we play on currencies on indexes. Completely different. Like when it comes to a currency, a gap a lot of times it fills very, very quickly compared to an index. You got to wait until like that main session almost starts. You know what I'm saying? So I wouldn't even like put money on that filling up until like the next day. You know what I'm saying? Or just like keep on watching it for like some time and that kind of stuff. But it doesn't fill as quickly as a currency. So always be very, very mindful of that kind of shit. So like right now, US 30 is pretty much here. I had a point A and point B on this trend line, like right here, which pretty much gapped beyond the trend line, which is completely fine. But I like the main fact that it's still within this same area on your H4 time frame. So like based off of like this, this data to the left-hand side, right? It might seem crazy, but it's still in the same zone.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying? Like as far as like it's definitely making some way down, but it hasn't really fully said that it's gonna fully break and surpass that area where it currently is, because if it still has opportunity to gap up, then technically like if it gaps all the way back up, then it'll still be within the same zone. So the fact that it's still gapping in the same zone, we could still expect this market to come back to the zone. And then by that time, could it be a test? You know what I'm saying? Like, could it be like something kind of like that? Because to the left-hand side of this entire market, you got a lot of wick areas. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to see like what's possible. That's why I'm being very, very patient when it comes to like this entire area, because you have a lot of wicks. There's a lot of potential based off of this entire area, for the main fact that it's still around the same level of support, right? This gap opened, yes, but at the same time, if it does actually all of a sudden on New York session, it just fills that gap, it'll technically still be an overall tested area if it comes down to it. But I just want to be very, very patient. I want to be very, very patient, try to actually plan this thing out. Because it's like last week was like a very, very sloppy week. Like last week, this right here was pretty much most of the week, all last week. All right, so here was Thursday, you had Wednesday, so Wednesday consolidation, Thursday pretty much drop and consolidation also as well, and then all of a sudden it has pretty much stopped. So we had a great amount of moves this past week, but it's just been a lot of consolidation, big drops, a lot of consolidation, big drops. So it's definitely making new lows on these other time frames, but I'm definitely focused up. You know what I'm saying? Like to see like what is really possible, like what is this really trying to do? You know what I'm saying? So on a one-on-one call, I had to like, yo, this, I was like, yo, if it gaps open down on US 30, I'm like, all right, cool. Like the most steepest retracement I'm expecting to probably go, because it still could, is around that 61.8%. Because if you look at the that wick to the left-hand side of it, that's pretty much where that area went. So a lot of these areas at times could be seen as potential TPs, like when it comes down to for things just like this right here. You know what I'm saying? So like it's just more cool. It got open, but as long as up until now till tomorrow NY session, which again tomorrow is also very, very slow as well. It's not much news going on tomorrow. All right. If you look at it, Monday, April 21st, bank holiday again, French bank holiday, German bank holiday, Italian bank holiday, just bank holiday. You know what I'm saying? FOMC members, Goolsby speaks, CB leading index, IMF meeting. All this is just bullshit. You know what I'm saying? So technically, you have nothing going on for tomorrow. You know? So tomorrow, what could we expect? A lot of consolidation, a lot of this waiting. So all that is pretty much signs that, you know, it might be inside that direction for a little bit. But if it keeps on dropping, cool. But I'm expecting it to probably get to like around that 61.8%, knowing that that's where some of our longest wicks were, which was like that flash drop that happened. What was this? April 10th at 12:15. So all this right here was pretty much like in one day, drastic drops and everything. So like that's pretty much like a area that I'm expecting this area to probably go based off of the direction that it's currently going in like right now. So as long as it can maintain that, then all right. As long as it can maintain that, then I'm gonna be, you know, targeting that area down there at 61.8%, which if you have on your fib correctly,
Let me get another one.
point A is right here, point B is right here, and that's the retrace like right here at 38.2%. You had this market come back up. It didn't break the previous high point, it didn't make a lower high point, and look at MAs are still pointing down. But it's in an area that pretty much can still make a drastic change within this entire structure, knowing that it did technically break structure on that H4 time frame. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm betting on like a lot of this, because it did break clearly. So I want to see if this area can actually get respected, and if we could make like some sort of transition on these lower time frame, but being very, very patient. I want to pretty much see a break of MAs on the 15-minute chart, on a 30-minute chart, and it's still a continuation off of those lower time frames, and that just make these areas valid. So just being very, very patient. But things like this, you know, just expect it to actually, you know, just flow very, very smooth, probably down to like that 61.8%, and we could probably see what's up. But again, tomorrow there's nothing really going on, so you might just see bullshit until probably Tuesday or Wednesday, if anything. So that's what we're aiming for, like when it comes to all this right now. But again, I'm gonna keep on screaming it. I see 42,000 in the near future. You know what I'm saying? That's what I think. I see. So it could go bearish, and I'm talking about like a long-term position back to 42,000 in the near future, maybe like in like about a month or so, or even less than that. But at the same time, like that's my overall aim. Definitely taking advantage of, like, you know, all right, take advantage of like the direction that's currently going in like right now, but I can't marry sells. Like for some reason, I'm not marrying sells. Can't do it. So I want to see about that article that did you send me the article? Hold on, did you send me the article?
That was Bentley.
That was Bentley? Yeah, send me that article too, because I do want to look up that. You're saying that China's dropping the dollar, which is fun.
Yep, I'm doing it right now. Hold up, I'm about to send it to you. My bad, I'm cooking these burgers.
Yeah. What?
I'm cooking some burgers, bro. I got to do two things at once, multitask, bro.
Hey, it's chart and chill.
It's chart and chill, right, with some burgers.
All right.
I'm coming. I'm sending it right now, Q. Hold on.
All right. Big Bass. Sorry, man.
Char and grill.
Hey, leave that man alone. Let him have his burgers, man. The burgers be smacking, man.
No. I'm talking about the guy that just drew on the chart. I had to kick him out just now because he's disrespectful.
Oh, no, you good.
Yeah, but burgers and chilling.
They will not learn with drawing on them charts.
Don't fucking draw on the chart. That's how
You can do that? What's up?
Every week a nigga get kicked off.
Dude, like
The niggas don't want no money for real.
It's kind of like, yo, like you're drawing on the teacher's board. Like, come on, like, don't
Childish.
be like,
Broke boy vibes.
yeah, come on, man. Like,
Hey, Riley.
all right. All right, next.
They don't want no
That's
money.
UJ. Okay, who been trading UJ? Who been trading UJ? Because
I have.
personally, I feel like UJ has been like, it did a complete 360 on its consistency, on just how it's flowing, and this shit has been making some moves. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna say.
Hey, I just dropped a Q in the comments. The link for that. It's from Wall Street Journal.
Okay, I mean, I'm gonna put it up on my phone real quick and just Sure.
Yeah, I mean, I'm also in the UJ trade too. I'm been trading UJ.
Okay, so like right now, we pretty much have, if we zoom out first, we were overall having this big break on UJ from this counter trend line that we actually drew. This lower high point right here that was maintained for the same level of resistance based off of your random line. Like right there, you had technically kind of like a double top pattern right there. A break of that area, which could also be analyzed based off of your H1 time frame as well. You could have also slapped a counter trend line on that area as well to then catch or be a part of that break right here, or even like right here, your choice. But from that point, pretty much we got a break, and all of a sudden we had a nice downfall from this entire freaking move. So all right here was I think it was very, very smooth. We had point A and point B on our fibs, retrace back to that 50% level, maintain that same level of resistance, and then another break of this level of support down here, which made a brand new lower low point. And then from that point, just kept on making lower highs all throughout this lower point area right here, which had a nice consistent flow. I did draw a trend line along that area as well. That pretty much is staying pretty consistent for the most part, but we had a nice downward fall throughout this entire area. I did draw a counter trend line like right here to actually see like where this area can actually find another point, well, another bounce of the trend line, but it maintained the lower high point that it was currently at the entire time and continued the overall bearish flow of this entire thing. So even from market open, it had what? Nah. 145 pip drop already?
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, man.
Insane. That's disgusting, honestly. That's crazy. But the fact that it was so smooth too, I feel like the overall like the market is bearish, yeah, but like how it was on this downtrend flow was just very, very smooth. Like even look at this 1 minute or even the 5 minute, creating consistent lower high points the entire time, breaking all lows the entire time as well, under the MAs the entire time as well. It was very, very smooth. So whoever was a part of that, congrats. Like goddamn, that shit was definitely like a smooth ass move, honestly. Like where it is like right now. So like whenever markets like this are in no man's land, which is kind of like what it is like right now, I always put like a horizontal line to see if there's any kind of like data in the past that we could actually use as a reference. Because like right now, again, like it seemed like it's in no man's land. So let's try to zoom out.
It's a strong support from the day on the weekly.
And look at what we found right at that tip. Look to the left. Remember, so whenever you're in no man's land, zoom out, look to the left to see if we could find something. So again, we found something here. So immediately draw your area like this, pull, and just analyze that area. I'm gonna put it like right here, actually. Actually, yeah, it had a little bit more drop than that, so put it right here. Cool. Just to keep that area in mind. Like right now, like I mean, I'm not looking for much, but I want to see if this market can actually create a level of support somewhere around this area based off of probably like the H1 time frame. Which means that I'm waiting for H1, H4 to even like create some sort of level of support, bearish and bullish candle to initiate the overall move, and then from that point start to get a little retrace to see if we could actually then break a previous level of resistance, which might take a little bit of time, but I mean it's a waiting game. But again, you have a couple of days of just bullshit news and movement, so we might not be able to even see too much until around that time right there. So that's what I'm looking at like right now on UJ. On gold. Gold is again freight train. Very, very hard moves to actually catch as a whole because it's moving up consistently. Like every single week it's making new highs, which is disgusting, honestly,
I got it at the break of that high right there to the left Q on the top of the trend line. On the retest of that high, I jumped right in based off to the left, up to the left at the top of the trend line.
Oh, like
so all the way to the right. Yep, based on that engulfing candle, the green one, next to that red doji. I jumped in on that one as soon as it broke based on lower time frame.
M5, M1.
I got in on the M1 time frame based on the 5 minute doji.
God,
with the 5 minute.
Yeah, that's where my second entry is.
Where's that doji?
My bad. Go up to the 1 hour time frame.
Right here.
Yep. So if you look at that, well, on the 1 hour is. So you use forex.com. I use Owenda, but I have a one. I think what was that? The 30 minute time frame.
That was the H1, and now I'm on the M5. Where's the area?
Yeah, okay. So yeah, as it broke up to the right a little bit, up to the right, past the trend line, past the EMAs.
Oh, like
above all that.
Run like right here.
As soon as it broke that support right there, based off the resistance from that huge wick to the left on your green circle.
Like in this area.
Yeah, I jumped in right here on
Clean.
the 1 minute time frame.
Very clean, very clean, very
Yo,
clean.
Q. What's your ideal on just going off like the 4 hour, the 1 hour on gold and just holding for like a long-term position? Like just finding like a nice support and just let it just take off.
Psychology as a whole is a bitch, honestly. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
it's again that kind of like thought process. It sounds amazing. If anybody hear you say that, they're like, "Yeah, bro, let's do it." Yeah, but you're not really realizing the amount of variables that's in that, as far as the fluctuation. Like, is there news? Like, okay, what amount do you see, or could you see to make you say, you know what, I'm done? Could you be open with being up a good amount and then getting a pullback to the point that you're almost pretty much break even again? Like it's all that. So like that's pretty much like a swing trading tactic that you'd have to pretty much just try to snipe an area that is so good that you could pretty much, go through all that headache and not really feel anything. I kind of consider that like, imagine like get an entry so good that it could be a storm going on above you and you don't even feel it. It's kind of like fish in the ocean. You know what I'm saying? It could be a whole hurricane outside of the water, but they don't know what's going on because they're all the way down there. You know what I'm saying? So like you got to pretty much get like an entry that's that good that anything that happens above it doesn't really affect your entry, and it's and you're open to all that extra fluctuation, knowing that the bigger picture is coming soon and that kind of stuff.
Yep, I hear you.
But if you have the account balance, if you have the patience, if you have you're not really in a rush to make that move play out and that kind of stuff, cool. Like, putting that trade. And then the biggest thing that you have to add in, what is the biggest thing that you have to add in when it comes to that kind of thought process?
That broker fee, ain't it? That just holding? Just holding your position.
Margin. Swap fees.
Swap fees, man. Over the weekend.
Every day.
Every day.
Every day that you hit Sydney session is a swap fee. Remember, some swap fees are positive, some swap fees are negative. Remember, swap fees are per standard. So based on how many lots that you have, that's what you're either getting charged or getting paid per swap fee every single day. You know what I'm saying?
You can pretty.
So if you have certain swap fees that are positive, cool. Those trades are great to hold for the main fact you're not getting charged and it's like a free much trade. But there's certain swap fees that could even outweigh your profit at times. You know what I'm saying? Because at times they could be over $1,000 per standard. So you got to take all that in consideration. If you plan on making a couple $100,000 on that trade, cool, fuck it. Who gives a fuck about swap fees? But you got to pretty much take all those things into consideration as to why, I try to, look at those small details, like when it comes to using a platform, because I don't want to be fucking charged. I don't like fees. You know what I'm saying? Period. So I want to try to just like, pay as little fees as possible, but still get a good position, that kind of stuff. But
appreciate you.
Right now, I'm looking at this area on gold at the moment. We still have our point A and point B on our fibs based off of the last level of support. Very iffy area, but at the same time, it was considered as a level of support at least. But it had a pullback at 23.6%, very high momentum area as well, and still bounced off that area. Still, it did touch 38.2%, but
Still in church, bro. You always
mute your shit, bro.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Wilson. Yes, triple swaps on Wednesdays if you're using MT4. Triple swaps on weekends if you're using Trade Locker. That's the difference. So for this entire move, like right here, I feel like this move definitely still might even hit 3,402 by even tomorrow. Honestly, at this rate that's going, especially if you're talking about the dollar coming off of China and this and that, or them dropping $1, that's gonna make this shit shoot the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? So all those things are playing a part of this entire, movement of what gold is doing. That's what gold is doing like right now. But once Trump says something about no more tariffs or less tariffs or anything dealing with a positive side of tariffs, I think that's the only way that gold would actually drop. Peace, yeah, like peace on war. Yeah, like peace on war in Ukraine, something drastic, has to be a big impact on some really, really like let's stop war type shit. You know what I'm saying? He said there should be a deal this week. See what I'm talking about? There should be a deal this week. Peace between Israel and Gaza. Anything of that nature could definitely affect how gold is rising. Because remember, this is gold all-time high. This is an all-time high of gold, all time ever. So
It doesn't stop.
And it's the fact it's a safe haven, so a lot of people just throwing their money in it.
yeah. But look at it. This is the monthly time frame. You know what I'm saying? So
That's it, like Bitcoin.
yeah, so it's one of those things. But I definitely feel like it could definitely touch that 3,400 area by even definitely before Wednesday, if anything, honestly, at this rate. So we could see like what's possible. Nas is the same concept of thought process, like what I was saying with US 30. We had a gap down. Actually, let me just plot off that gap area as well. So let me go back to the M30 time frame. Have a no, wait, US 30. US 30 over there. Let's plot this area for the gap, point A, point B, all around there. Boom. I'll make this a darker orange. And right gap. Yeah, so it has it's on scale, so it's good. But yeah, so that's what I'm seeing like right now. But yeah, like I was saying, like on NAS, same concept. I feel like like it has the potential to go down to same thing, 61.8% if it does pretty much keep on falling or keep on going that same direction. Which is still a good area as well, because the lowest point of that same type of news that made this area even make this long wick to the left-hand side is still very, very down there as well. So we could definitely try to see what's possible with that and track this market on a lower time frame, such as the M5, and see if we can make a consistent move down there right here. So those that pretty much trade these pairs. Remember, be real patient and try to look for a bigger picture when it comes down to it as well. So again, this market definitely still looks like a lot of opportunities out of the future as well. So I want to just be real patient, be very, very just you have a good intention, like be intent with
And be reserved.
how you're taking about these entries and where you plan on it to actually go, but always have like your long-term bias. And you can pretty much have like your short-term and that kind of stuff. But Q, if you drew a fib on that daily, wouldn't it still be considered as bearish? Yeah, in a sense, yeah, but that's if I did. But remember, on this time from on an H4, you broke a major level of resistance on H4. So it's not like H4 is a 1 minute. This shit matters. You know what I'm saying? It definitely showed a lot of data. It definitely showed a lot of movements. So that's why I'm just considering this area very, very valid as well, that it actually broke this area. And it stayed within this entire zone the entire time. So that's very, very, particular about being very, very patient with this entire area. H4 candle lives matter, definitely. H4. This is a lot of fucking data. This is not no 1 minute candle. You know what I'm saying? This is not no entry level type. Nah. This is H4. This is big money right there. You know what I'm saying? So again, just focus on those two. GU, similar concept. Freight train. You know what I'm saying? Freight train, all-time high. Well, not really all-time high, but damn near. Back to the previous high. So I'll probably just put like a random line like right here. Cool. Random line right here. Try to just aim for that area. You know what I'm saying? Go on like the M5 time frame. Play with this lower time frame structure.
Could you place your fibs for this one real quick?
No, I can't because there's no resistance yet to even place fibs.
I'm talking about like on the daily, if I'm maybe like the last swing up.
Oh, like this. Okay, but
Nice.
Yeah, I had got in when it on GU as well. Q, I'm already up almost 1,000 on this position on a small lot size too.
On
When it
GU?
broke. Yeah, on GU when it broke the highs right here to the left.
Clean. Yeah.
Clean. Yeah, I'm in 4 positions right now. All of them feel very safe based on technical analysis and fundamentals because I watch a lot of news. I pay attention to a lot of charts, a lot of releases and stuff. And now that I'm pairing that with the technicals and I'm learning from WSA, bro, this is unreal. I feel like I'm gonna sniper entries.
Yeah, exactly.
So looking at the current fib you just drew, seeing how we're approaching the -27, I guess we're at a point now where we should be drawing a new fib, right? You think?
No, not yet, because remember, it's a TP1 and a TP2.
10-4.
I'm saying you can't draw a new fib if you don't have a new point B. There is no new point B. It's literally still in the same push. You know what I'm saying? So it being in the same push, like I'll just wait it out. Remember, like don't overthink it. You know what I'm saying? Like whatever the market is showing you, just stick with just that and go from there. All right.
You got to make a T-shirt that says "Don't overthink it."
Don't overthink it.
I'm gonna buy that.
Think as little as possible. It might sound bad, but think as little as possible. You know. Yo, and keep in mind, I'm a little upset that literally no one is. Well, people are barely active in the AU chat. Like what the fuck? Really?
Who trades AU now?
Listen, I be dropping gems inside there. Like y'all sleep.
I'm quiet.
Man, AUD's OG, double OG.
Yeah, I was gonna ask about it, but I didn't want to,
Yeah, nah. AU's just,
I like it, man.
Yeah, it's
AU's a basic,
but it's super slow. But remember, AU is a very, very good starting pair, so you could catch a good amount of moves. So like, let's say even from like this move to this move, it's probably like 20 pips. You know what I'm saying? From like all right here, like probably 20 pips or some shit. Just very, very light. Let's see.
Not as volatile either.
Let's see.
Yeah, you'll be too slow. It makes you begin questioning your analysis.
Oh, 100%, 100,000%. This big drop here, this big spike here, it was on the H1 time frame, 100 pips. You know what I'm saying? AU hasn't had moves like this in so long. Even this big drop that I had right here as well, like this is very, very uncommon AU activity. But again, 300 points, take it, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, money's money. Pairs like this, you could lock the fuck up because it's so slow. You know what I'm saying? Like you could only risk like maybe $50 and still make a great amount of money, honestly. Could you show your example on exit from order base on M515? No, I can't actually. No. I'm not. No, this is chart and show. I'm trying to chill.
Hey, Q, I know this is way out the question, but what happened to U.S. oil? I never see nobody trade that shit no more.
U.S. oil?
Yeah, people used to trade that like 5 years ago.
Yeah, I think it's one of those things that is very trendy. I think it's just like one of those things that don't really move too much. But that's the only pair that I've asset I've ever traded that pretty much moves one day for like 1 hour. You know what I'm saying? Out of an entire week. So it'll just consolidate onto like a Wednesday morning and then spike one way.
Okay, we got that journaling software about to drop.
Yep. This
I'm
right here
excited.
is the main site that's going live on Tuesday as well. So y'all could definitely take advantage of all these things that come along with it. So it's gonna be
It's already on my favorites tab. I'm ready to go.
yeah. Well, this is not the main site right here. This is just in Webflow. So the main site is just going to be marketmemo.io, and
Okay.
super sick, very very nice platform. Very very well put together as well. And trust me, you're going to be definitely impressed by how clean the software is. You know what I'm saying? So somebody
So
said,
you're the owner of MarketMemo as well?
yeah, me, Anthony, and me, Anthony, Nick, and yeah, pretty much.
All right,
Will
for
it have
sure.
a mentor mode?
Huh?
Will it have a mentor mode? You know, where a mentor could like go in and see your trades, everything like that?
Bro, this is version 1. Fuck.
All right.
Yo,
Damn.
this is version 1. Like no software is fully featured up. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
which one does that?
That kind of stuff can come in the future, of course, with updates, and but again, that takes time and takes effort, and probably if a person's paying a certain package in the future, then probably that could be a thing, but that's not a thing like immediately, so like no journaling software has that like right now.
Yeah. So wait, I guess you use your trade locker credentials, and then it's like a my FX book type of thing.
Yes.
Okay.
Bro, this shit better than TradeZilla, bro. Get out of here with that.
I gotta ask.
I'm just talking about the concept of, because that's one thing I miss about not being able to use MT4 is not being able to pair it with my FX books with Trade Locker.
Yeah, well, this actually connects with multiple platforms of the TradeLock, MT4, MT5, and then we have a bunch of other ones that you can manually enter as well, based on all that. So
Q, I'm curious, what led you guys to obviously you guys are fixing something in that's missing in the market with this journaling software. Or I mean, and that's obviously your guys' goal, but what are you guys finding that all these other platforms aren't providing to us that this platform is going to provide?
I mean, we're just good at what we do. So I always put out heat. I always put out heat, and then we're just pretty much putting our own twist on how we see a good platform. You know what I'm saying? As simple as that.
Okay, for
How much is the membership?
It depends on the package. So there are some packages that
The top tier package. What's the top one? 59?
Well, look at this. Every single person that's in Wall Street Academy or in the early adopters, they're gonna have a permanent 20% off of everything. You know what I'm saying? So that's gonna be like a lifetime thing for anybody that's an early adopter from the soft launch that's on Tuesday and going forward. So if you're a part of that, I think the first like maybe month or 2 months, then you get that 20% for a lifetime of the account and that kind of shit, which is dope. So
Is this program going to have any of like the actual like data behind? I can't remember the program you were talking about in the other chart in Chill a couple weeks ago, but it talks about all the lots that are closed in those candles.
What do you mean?
You had a program on your computer in the background on the other chart. Not
talking about
This is a journal, bro. This is a journal.
Yeah, this is
I know this is a journal, but I'm just asking if it's got extra data in it.
Yeah, but like what kind of data? Like what do you
The
mean?
volatility thing. He's talking about like the volatility tracker.
Maybe the volume chart.
It's gonna have features that you could pretty much use to actually better your trading. Yes, by a platform that we partner with to actually give certain data to give you more insight on different markets as well. So yeah.
Okay, perfect. Okay, that's exactly what I was asking.
Yeah. It's gonna
I
have
appreciate
a
it.
bunch of, but that's gonna be probably after we drop the first version. So remember, if you've been using Instagram since 2012 and that kind of shit, it's updates back to back. So it's always good to just start off light, just so it's presentable first, and then eventually we have these updates and that kind of stuff. So you got to see and grow with the platform to kind of like really appreciate it. Kind of like Trade Locker, you know what I'm saying? When Trade Locker came out like last year, July, everybody was like, "Oh, glitch this and glitch that. Oh my God, this sucks." And look at you now. You know what I'm saying? Like Be fucking patient. This is tech. You know what I'm saying? It takes time to develop and make things look good and functional and that kind of shit. So, you know, it's gonna be cool.
High key, I was forced to go to Trader Locker, man. No cap. Once once MT4 shut down, I was like, damn.
I think a lot of people were, you know, like
I was like,
people were just
damn.
running around like with their heads cut off and that kind of stuff, just trying to figure things out.
Trade Locker fired him. Nigga, I thought it was in the trading, bro. I was like, oh shit. These
On
niggas-
me, I was like, damn, it's over with. No.
Yeah, I went from MT5 straight to Trade Locker when Trade Locker dropped in July. I experienced a lot of the glitches and stuff, but shit is still better than MT4 and MT5 to me.
Night and day.
Exactly. Oh, yeah, 100%. 100%.
Night and day. Yeah, so I'm gonna post all these on our chart markups and go from there. But Trade Locker made my life easier. Was a mess calculating lots. Yeah, that's the biggest thing, the lot size calculator. Oh my God, that saves a lot of headache. Makes you want to, you know, you actually know what your account could take before you even go in that trade. You know what I'm saying? So that's the best part. But thanks everybody for coming on. Let's just try to tackle the week. Be real patient. Remember, tomorrow is nothing. Nothing really going on tomorrow, honestly. So take a day off. You know what I'm saying? Relax, chill, watch the markets a tad bit and everything else, but don't really go too crazy. But again, thanks everybody for coming on. Leave your feedback in the chat so I can know how I'm doing, how the chart and chill experience was, so we could keep on going and go from there. All right. So thanks everybody for coming on. And I'm gonna be, putting this on the site very, very soon as well. So appreciate y'all.
Appreciate you, big dog.
All right.